David from CDK Stone, and welcome to another episode of our designer collaboration series. This is where we finally get to meet the people behind these extraordinary projects. And joining me today are owners Hayden and Sara in this beautiful house. Some of you may know them from the winners of the block 2018. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thanks, David. Thanks for coming on.
Welcome to our home.
Thank you. I must ask the first question is, can you tell us a little bit about the block and your experience with the block and how it's affected, I guess, your lifestyle now and even your business?
I feel like for me, the block straight off the bat is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. It's definitely harder than giving birth, I'm not gonna lie. But in saying that, I knew the fundamentals of design, so I had that in my mind, in the back of my mind, and I knew that the design choices I wanted to match with the actual building itself, which was an Art Deco building. And I worked with that, and I worked really hard and really tirelessly to kind of match that all within the apartment. And it wasn't until after the block that I grew and I had a lot more knowledge of design, and I then went and did design school and became a qualified interior designer and did all the interior design for this house. So yeah.
Well, it looks wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And so for me, the block, it was an awesome experience, life-changing, a great challenge for me being a builder already for 20 years plus. And also a great challenge with my new wife on the block. You know, that was obviously a big challenge for us. We'd only been married for 3 months.
Oh, that's right, we did too.
And
that was our honeymoon.
Yeah, we had a child that was only one, little Harlow, so you know, all those things we had to manage in the background. But yeah, it was a great insight into how, you know, the block is all put together. It's a really amazing show, and you know, all the work that goes into it and all the incredible brands and people that are involved to produce the block every year. It's just, you know, it's overwhelming, and for us it was, you know, it was overwhelming day to day. It was tiring, it was rewarding, it was, you know, it was every emotion you can imagine, but in the end it was just, you know, it was so great for us to come through and win the block.
I remember turning around to Hayden after like the second or third day and going like, how do you do this on a daily basis? And he goes, no, this is not, I don't do this on a daily basis. This is construction survivor. Like, you literally have to survive. And I was like, oh wow, okay. So that brought it into perspective that, you know, it was probably the hardest thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
Okay, and a little bit about, for this particular project, if you could give us a brief sort of rundown on the scope of works, what was involved here, with obviously we're standing in the kitchen, but there's obviously been a lot of work that's been done.
So a big project, this one, multi-level concrete construction with a butterfly roof, so a lot of structural work and planning involved in getting the framework right. And a lot of guys to you know, do many trips up the stairs was hard too. A few cranes along the way, but we had lots of rooms to design in the end and work out the final products. We had the most fun, I'd say, with the kitchen and some of the bathrooms.
Yeah.
A few arguments along the way, I'd say,
just a few.
No, we got there in the end. Obviously, we had to look at all our options and figure out what was going to be best for us, our lifestyle and the asset.
And convince Hayden that I was always right.
Of course. And what, in relation to the stone, so what made you choose New York marble as your kitchen bench?
So New York marble is my design choice, and I'm so proud of it because when we were with our kitchen designers and also Hayden, they showed me a whole bunch of stones that were a lot softer than this, and for me, I knew the area, I knew the color of the joinery as well, and when I saw the purple, there's purple in this New York marble, I knew that this is the one that I wanted, and I was adamant and I fought it, and I'm so glad I did, because during the entire process, everyone was like, no, it's not gonna, it might not look that well because it's a bit too busy. And I was like, just trust the process. And it wasn't until it was installed that everyone just took a step back and was like, actually, wow, this is an amazing stone and it works so well with our house and also outside.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And just an amazing product. Like, it's been in the ground for how many millions of years, and then you come out with this fabulous look. You know, it's so classy, and you know, it goes so well with the other finishes that we picked. So.
In relation to the New York, I need to ask, how did you find the selection process? Because I think you may have been in Melbourne and Sydney from memory.
Yeah, we visited both showrooms, and you know, the staff were awesome. They showed us the products that we wanted to see, the range of New York and other marbles that we could choose from.
Yeah.
I know that I was constantly on the emails because they were sending me photos going, is this the right stone that you would like? Is this the right stone? And I'd be like, no, yes. Yes, that's perfect. That's great. Can I get a batch of that? So as soon as a new batch would come, they would send me the photos straight away. And I said to Hayden, I remember calling him up and saying, right, CDK have got the stone in. They've got it in, you've got to put it in deposit. He's like, where am I going to get the money from? I'm like, I don't care, find it, because if you don't get it, someone else is going to get it. So, it was all pretty, they were pretty on top of it, and they knew what we wanted, what we were after. So, yeah, it was great.
That's good. Good to hear.
Yeah.
And how about the biggest challenges?
Biggest challenges, like I said,
trying to not argue.
no, there's actually 68 steps to the top floor from
Wow.
Yeah.
from the garage, and then you got a little incline to the street.
So bringing this stone up in particular took about 12 men to bring up, and as they were bringing it up, here I am filming on a chair just watching the entire process, and they're all laughing at me, I'm laughing at them, but I felt so sorry for them because to climb up those stairs with this mammoth bit of stone,
that part was exciting, but also a little
scary,
a little bit worrying because you know, obviously natural stone being so fragile, you really got to take the 100% care with getting this thing safely to where it's got to be installed.
So I must ask you, what do you think the next best design thing is?
I feel like the next best design thing is definitely curves. I mean, curves are already in. They've been in for a year or so now. We've incorporated them into our house. We've got them obviously on the kitchen island bench, and we've also got them in our vanity and a few furniture pieces. But what we've been noticing online is curves that have got curves inside them. So we've got fluted, you've got
fluted and other shapes in the stones, and more geometry that looks really, you know, difficult, but adds a luxe feature to the project.
In stone and in timber as well. You see it in timber where they've fluted the timber elements of it, and then they've gone and popped either a bit of stone on top or, you know, a bit of mirror. It's just, I don't know, anything round at the moment. I feel like it's a bit more organic rather than straight lines.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure, and thanks so much for having the team here today and for your time. And it's a compliment to you having a look at a house like this with the features and finishes. It's absolutely beautiful. So well done, and thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, David. Thanks, CDK Stone.
Thank you.